Hi everyone, and welcome to Ohio Valley Couponer, and welcome to another day of Vlogtober. Vlogtober day number 3. I am super excited. This is going to be like nothing says Vlogtober fall more than a trip to the pumpkin patch, corn maze, all that fun stuff. So that's actually what we're going to be doing today. We're actually taking my cousin's twins there, so it's going to be a lot of fun for them especially. But we're going to go and just make an afternoon out of it. My dad didn't have to work today, and so we were able to, my mom and I were able to work our, get our work schedules figured out so we could go this afternoon once they got done at school. So that is what we're going to do today. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be taking you guys along for the ride. So we're going to this place. It's local. It's called McDonald's Greenhouse. No affiliation with McDonald's restaurant. It's called McDonald's Greenhouse, and it's like, yeah, it's a pretty cool place. And so I'm going to take you guys along, show you what we get into. I'm not going to show the kids because their parents had mentioned, asked me not to put the kids on the videos, which I totally understand 100%. So going to not do that, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. So let's do it. Alright, so we made it to McDonald's Greenhouse, and unfortunately this was on a Friday, so several of the things were only open on the weekend. So like the hayride and the food, they have apple cider slushies and stuff like that, but only on the weekends unfortunately, so we weren't able to do those things. But nonetheless, we still got to do a lot of fun things, and the kids had a great time. And so, yeah, we definitely still made the best of it. So, first up, I want to introduce you guys to my new bestie. So, they had animals, like a petting zoo, and this goat, was obsessed with me. Literally obsessed with me. I would literally start, going in another direction, and this goat would just, come, walking down towards me, obviously in his, pen or whatever. But he just, yeah, seriously, I would start walking in the other direction. He would come and just want more, attention. This goat was, so excited. So, yeah, my new bestie is this goat at the McDonald's Greenhouse. Oh my goodness, look, he is so excited. Don't leave, pay more attention to me. So, spend a little bit of time there with this goat. And I don't know, maybe I have, a calling for farm animals or something. I don't know. But, yeah, so my new bestie is this goat at McDonald's Greenhouse. But they had a bunch of different animals there, so definitely, if you like, farm animals, they have a bunch of them there you can just, pet and look at and all that fun stuff. This one was eating some grass, so there you go. Now, this was kind of fun. I did this with the kids, but I'm not going to lie, it was kind of nostalgic to actually ride a bike for the first time in many years. So they had, this track kind of deal, and these bikes that you rode around this track. So it was nostalgic. I have not ridden a bike in years and years and years, so that was fun. So they have this play area with a bunch of different things, like an obstacle course. They have a sandbox. This right here was the kids' favorite thing. They have an old school bus that they just put a bunch of corn, and the kids could just play in the corn. There's dump trucks. Literally, that was their most favorite thing, I think, of the day. They didn't want to leave that bus. They loved that bus. So that was definitely a big hit. But they also had some stuff that, older adults or whatever could do. My dad played basketball, and then I actually tried this kind of like cornhole, but a little bit more upright cornhole, I guess. I don't know, in a one-player version. You just try to throw the balls into the different holes, and I don't know, I wasn't super good at it, but it was fun. So I went ahead and did that. And then they have a short little trail. It's called the Enchanted Forest Trail. So it has like little obstacle course kind of deals for kids, like things to climb on and stuff. And it's a gorgeous like walk through. As you can see, the leaves are starting to come, change colors for the fall. It just was a really nice walk back there. Unfortunately, it was super hot, so it was really hot. It did not feel like fall, but it looked like fall, so that was really good. They had a lot of cool stuff back there. Yeah, it was just a lot of fun. So they also have this thing called the rock range, which is where you throw rocks at these like targets. So yeah, you try to throw rocks and hit the targets, and so that was definitely fun as well. But at this point, it was super hot, and we needed a drink, so we went and got something to drink at the gift shop. And I thought I would show you guys a little bit of the gift shop. They have a bunch of different stuff. Last but not least, we did the corn maze, and this corn maze actually was pretty legit, not even gonna lie. It was pretty tough to get out of it, and we didn't even make it out the correct way. I'm gonna be honest, we came out the enter side, so you know what though, whatever, we made it out of it. That's all that matters. They had these little like dad jokes, just like signs along the way, and my dad was having a time with those because he's obsessed with dad jokes. So yeah, but this corn maze, it was pretty legit. So that was our time at McDonald's Greenhouse. It definitely was a lot of fun. We really enjoyed it, and the kids had a blast. And so, yeah, it was just a fun little time at the greenhouse.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
So, it was Friday night, and I decided to go ahead and do DoorDash again. I typically only do DoorDash on Fridays anymore. It's pretty dead the rest of the week, and honestly, I don't have a lot of time for it other than Fridays, sometimes Saturdays, usually just Fridays though, but it's been kind of fun to do some gig work instead of just my normal work of staring at a computer screen all the time. So, I went in and went out again, and I did do, actually had a pretty good night. It started out really slow. I got a not so good order from Donato's. It was like $5 and some change for 4 something miles. It really wasn't very good, but the orders were like not coming in very much that night. Like it was slow, long gaps of time without orders, so I probably shouldn't have, but I took it anyway. And this is a hand it to me, so I don't have footage of the drop off, and I made $5.09 for this order. Yeah, not the best order, but I took it anyway. And then I got this one for $4 going 2.6 miles from McDonald's. And again, this is not the best order ever. I'm usually a little bit more selective than this, but the way the night was going and how slow it was, and with the orders that I was getting, most of them being like ridiculous, this wasn't too bad. So I took it, and yeah, whatever, I took the order. Then it started getting good. Finally, I got this really good Hothead Burritos order for $7.50 for 3 miles. Incredible. I guess DoorDash rewarded me for taking those 2 not so good orders. I don't know, but I took that one. That was really good. And then Uber Eats. Got an Uber Eats for Buffalo Wild Wings. $5, 2.6 miles. I was pretty happy with that one, so I went ahead and took that. And oh my gosh, I never eat at Buffalo Wild Wings, but I don't know why, because the food smells so good. Like literally so good. So yeah, Buffalo Wild Wings, dropped that off to an apartment complex. Got another pretty good order here. I got a China Max order. It was $6 for 3.1 miles. Almost $2 a mile. That is more what I like to see when I'm doing gig work. And it was actually super easy. The restaurant was actually closed. It was in the mall food court. And so he just came to the door and I went up and got it. Like, it was super easy. Dropped that off to a local nursing home, actually, which is funny because I ended up delivering to this nursing home again the same night. Like, literally, like a couple orders later. Let's look at some really bad orders that I got that night. So I got this $2 for 6.2 mile Papa John's. Ridiculous. Of course I didn't take that. Then I got a $4 for 8.8 miles to Panda Express. Again, ridiculous. No way. This one takes the cake on Instacart. It was to go to Save-A-Lot, not in my town, but in a town like literally like 20 something miles away. So go to their Save-A-Lot and then take it 35.8 miles to another town for $30.56. No way. Now this one on the other hand was excellent. It was $6, 1.9 miles for McDonald's. That is definitely more what I like to see. This night worked really well because a lot of these orders, actually the vast majority of them, are all delivering in kind of the same like general area. A lot of times it'll end up taking me like to different parts of town or like out in the country or something, but this worked out to be really good orders close to, you know, the main drag of restaurants. So I actually took this Uber Eats. It came after I accepted the McDonald's, but I had time to do the McDonald's real quick and then go to Papa John's, which is right by, you know, where I dropped off the McDonald's. It's for 7:02. It says 4.5 miles, but really it was not that bad because I was going to be taking, you know, like 2 miles of that to do the McDonald's order. So it was phenomenal. So drop that off. It was a hand it to me. Then I got an order back to the nursing home. It's for Russo's Kitchen and Bar. It's a pizza place or whatever. It was $5.50 for 4.6 miles. Ugh, it really wasn't that good. The traffic was actually really light at this point, and it's a pretty easy drive. So I don't know, whatever. I took it, and yeah. So, but all that led to this. This was amazing. So Mizu Sushi and Grill got this really good order for $6.75 for 2.5 miles. Already outstanding. So I go to Mizu and I get the order or whatever, but then it gets even better. Right after I got the food, DoorDash stacked on another order for Mizu for $6 plus, which means it's a minimum of $6, but it's at least going to go up. $6 plus for an additional 1.5 miles. You better believe I took that. So I got the Mizu and I was on my way. Dropped it off at each of the, actually they both were apartments ironically, so dropped them off. The $6 plus order actually went up to $7.50, so $7.50 for an additional 1.6 miles. Incredible. So for the night, I ended up making $61.31, or approximately 3 hours, or $20.43 per hour before expenses. All in all, pretty good night. It was a good little shift. I started out really bad, but I got pretty good towards the end, so definitely not a bad night. But anyways, that's all that I have for this Vlogtober. I really hope you all did enjoy, and thank you so much for watching.